So one thing about antinatalism is, and family abolition, is that they are like when before someone matures and they leave childish things behind, then that's the end of the shady baby. Like that's the end of the spawn of like Satan, in terms of like, you're not the spawn of Satan when you begin in life, because everything revolves around the baby. Or like they're completely dependent, but then later on, as things continue to revolve around, it becomes a hot mess. So like, and we mature in spirituality and intellect faster than they do, so they have to retroactively roll back the collective conscience. And what they do use is something they refer to as intelligence agency. They're actually against your intelligence, and they're against the collective intelligence, and against your agency, because they need you to acquiesce in order to do what they have to do, and they can't exist without an antithesis. They wouldn't have a job without an antithesis. So they need the criminal mentality polarizing certain elements of the community. Then when they have an excuse to do something like bring in the National Guard, it's not going to be to get rid of antinatalism and family abolitionists that say, if you're not on our side, if you're not for us, then you're against us. There's nowhere that you have to pick a side of the fence now, and we're the ones telling you that you have to pick a side of the fence now. Like, there's no outside of this paradigm. The thing is, there is for people who don't volunteer their political affiliation or their leanings. Like, I keep that personal. Like, that's my choice. Like, I don't tell people that stuff. Then they're gonna know you're not one of them. They're gonna be like, "Are you a fascist?" Like, can you give me a break, you dumbass bitch? I'm supposed to own the fucking fascism now, because it's, how many times does it take to explain to somebody that that's extremely rare? Like, in the most recent instance of fascism is like almost 100 years ago in another country. There's very few countries that even tried it. Spain and Italy. Nazis are not even fascists. They're National Socialists. They might have some admiration for that, but they weren't really true fascists. They're not true fascists, but that doesn't mean that they're not authoritarian. So if you just want to associate authoritarian or anything authoritarian with being fascist, you're like crying to your fucking mom and dad about like not letting you do something like eat sugar or something. Like, you didn't buy me the toy I wanted. You didn't buy me the breakfast cereal that I fucking wanted. So when I see people not getting what they want from their government, I'm gonna kind of like try to make an alliance there. I'm gonna try to make a pact and draw them in, it's gonna be to the extent that one day the troons that never got handled by no fucking National Guard, they just went to clean up like Memphis and places with gangs in 48 hours, and they kicked them all. They chased them all out in 48 hours as a precept to fucking do this PR stunt, and then they actually end up getting more Antifa and more Antifa. So then one day they're going to be like, because they're anti-natalists, they're going to be like, you're hiding fucking a male or a female virgin. Like, we know you are. Like, they don't know that they think that you're supposed to be like, oh, I am hiding them. Like, that's not fair, because they're not getting compassionate care. They're being not allowed to make a choice for themselves what they want to be. So send a little boy and girl outside to get the herpes. Like well, we know what you're doing, but like, do I know what I'm doing anymore? Like, I'm the guardian. Like, I'm supposed to fiercely protect them, because I would be a failure if I let anything happen to them. I'm supposed to walk them all the way straight up to the gate of St. Peter. And you think that can't happen now, but they already did that with the fucking vaccine, with the boosters and the vaccine shit. And all of their coercive lingo that was like nice but not nice, like scaring you but not scaring you. Like, you're waiting for facts, but you're actually waiting for approvals. And it's interchangeable, and you don't even notice that when you refer to facts, you're just referring to approvals. I can't be too mad at everybody they did that to, because At first, it's in the interest of being a provider and being there for your family in ways that you're not letting them down by acquiescing. But that won't work because it's not a true capitulation. It's not a real acquiescence. It's just something that you have to acknowledge that you're putting that, and those people's going to resent you. But right now, they just tell you, you're not popular. Like, you don't, like, they pick on people that are alone. Like, it's not a strength sometimes to step away from everything. Because then you won't remember why you do what you do. And so I could tell you what to say and do then. It's like, if I could just find out what your worldview and your beliefs are, and just tell me who you voted for, so I can ask you if you're a Nazi. And then you can have to explain it to, like, as if they don't have the same sense to be able to put it together that you do. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. National Guard can do nothing about Antifa. Somewhere somebody knows like the all these little stats that tells them what's going on. Like somebody knows. I'm not the only one. If I could figure it out, somebody nefarious has been using it before I figured it out. The beast knows what's coming down the road before the elect. If I consider myself to be an elect, then never that though, huh? It's like so do I need to go and just film Tommy then, just to make sure that they don't accuse him of body slamming a woman or something like that? Because I've been watching this shit already, and like I saw something go down where this woman got, like, she was in a crowd and there was a melee and she got shoved, like, and then she blamed Tommy for body slamming her, but everybody's seen the little stank bitch lying and shit. And she's a fucking tool, and TPUSA and the police and everybody she thinks is the enemy could actually be something like an enemy. But this fucking useless ass little fucking tool, and everything coming together the way that it does, is why, like, even the news reporter that was there, like when people live streamers were filming him, he was just waiting like for a narrative to occur so he can film it. Like there was shit going on that he could have been filming. As a news reporter, when there was shit popping off, he wasn't filming. They're waiting for something to happen. So it's like, and they always arrest the Trump supporters and shit. I mean, I can't support Trump any much as I did before when I voted for him, but it's like, that's like, it's all a setup. They try to subvert you, disappoint you, to subvert you. They want you to be enraged. Like, fucking, I hope this shit just fucking end. Before they start demanding that you bring out your virgins. You're hiding the virgin up, and we know you're doing it. We know that you're hiding virgins up there. As if you forgot what you're doing. They really believe that there's no, they're anti-family. They basically just undermine the women that they bring in. So you're bringing in men and women at the same time, who normally would be being interested in each other. Then they deny that there is anything as gender, right? They have this they, them, cis, he, her, this, like, whatever, like, you're like, I don't know, they're just trying to find a way to deny that there's a such thing as gender. So you shouldn't be asking them what's a woman, because you're attributing malice to stupidity. It's only malice when the whole thing comes together to see how that it could actually be, some of their suspicions could actually be true. Like, as far as they're accusing somebody on the right of, like, taking out their own guy. something like their security or the media firm that it's like No Jumper. Something similar to that, which, I mean, yeah, you can't fault conservatives for not paying attention to No Jumper and not watching the same podcasts to see what goes on in Satan's kingdom. It doesn't become Satan's kingdom without all of our help working together. Before that, nobody can acquiesce to anything. But if you don't acquiesce, then you get pushed to the bottom of the algorithm. You gotta block your like. If you work for a media agency, then they're gonna tell you not to talk about what you witnessed and everything. And it's like, what you mean, like right now, like wait, or like what, like never, like just fucking shut it down. You know, that might, like, fucking, we just want you to wait a minute, and fucking, they just actually want to flesh you completely out. They just want to flesh that whatever. Don't ever expect them to come seeking your personal experience. Call it my truth. Don't call it my experience. Something like that. Call it a matter. Don't call it these issues. Don't call this some issues, because people got issues. You can't call it issues. It's like issues are used to get the people to bite off more than they can chew, to get them to co-sign. Because it's like when someone grows up and matures past when they're a baby, like they're no longer, the world doesn't revolve around you anymore because you're helpless and dependent, completely dependent, then you become a hot mess. So it's like they recognize that would be the end of them. Just like putting childish things behind you would be the end of the spawn of Satan, the shady baby that Eminem was talking about, the one that the Mel Gibson and the Eminem seemed to come up with the same idea, even though they could both. Like, you have things that you don't like about either one of them or something, but it's like, you know, they're supposed to be so much different from each other, and they're really not. It's like, in some ways they're alike, which you have to assume in some ways we're all alike, because we just have a different take on something. Than when we think that we're providing you a way out of it, there's just more ways for you to get deeper in. So we got to account for that too, if we knew about it. Because those little groups are using each other and taking advantage of each other's PR stunts too. So all your PR stunts can blend into the same hodgepodge of something that it's just there to give you some confusion about your own purpose and your own intent, as if you don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't know what you're doing because you got to use it. If you're anti-natalist and you're a family abolitionist, then, you know, mean parents that tell you don't do stuff, don't eat sugar cereal, and don't, like, I don't know, bring a Walkman to school or something like mean, like that, like they didn't let you, like when you grow up, you know what I mean? Like then you're like more like able to govern yourself. It's like the government, except it's you. So at some level they have to subvert the agency and the governance of the individual. Like they have to, like the intelligence, like an intelligence agency, like they have to undermine the collective intelligence and subvert your agency, because if they can't, they disappear without, it's like they don't, maybe they're tired of being only like built out of the antithesis of like it's like the what is more material, more physical, that gets left behind, like childish things. They're sick of that stuff, and they want your soul. So they want to be the sole executor of my account, and they almost possibly could pull it off if they could get you to co-sign and react. Now, like, you can't blame women for reacting because they're supposed to react, but men are supposed to lead. And you can tell when a man is undermining women by becoming reactionary. And these groups that want to subvert agency and are connected to intelligence and whatever, you know, like down the line, like that, through a ladder of regurgitated, and it keeps getting regurgitated down the ladder until it's poop. Like, that's why you can't make the correlation between these lunatics. Those agencies, sometimes they prefer like weirdos, like the CIA likes to use a lot of weirdos, or the FBI likes to groom a lot of loners. Like, they like the lone wolf theory. They love the lone wingnut theory. They can't, like, if as soon as they have a chance to suggest that it's a lone wolf, of course they're gonna do it. They're like plausible deniability creating. They're gonna have to be able to transmute density just like you, so that if they can't do it, they're dead in the water. They're just dead. As a collective group, they're just dispersed. Individuals are not dead. The people inside don't have to die, but their group disband because there'll be a fucking stigma. And that's also very possible. So they're playing a dangerous game. And it's very dangerous for us because they could win. It's very dangerous for them because they would disband. And it's like fighting for your life. You're like fighting, it's spiritual. You're fighting for your spiritual existence. Since Jesus put childish things behind, since he grew the fuck up. And it's like, there's stories about like, relate him to having a playmate that he pushed off the roof, but when they were playing, and then he went home or something, and everybody came back outraged, and then they were like, "You killed Sonny Boy, laddie, whatever." He didn't understand death. He was like, because there's no concept of death. Like, he took away the power of death when, like, he's like, he already knows his destiny. Like, he already knows I'm God. What the fuck is death? But when everybody came to him at that point and they were like, something terrible, you gotta wait. He went and fucking brought him back to life. And then later on there was the Lazarus thing, right? Which is actually showing you like even though like you can assume that Lazarus is like, on the right side of the Father now, is like in heaven. Like, he's actually a human being. He actually died. You actually lost that person. Like, it's actually a trauma. He actually cried. Then he went and fucking brought him back to life. Like, why would you cry if you knew you could do that? I'm not trying to say it's a contradiction or anything. I'm not trying to say that it didn't happen because it's that, I'm just saying, like, the meaning in there is there to be for who can pull it out of there, but it doesn't automatically look like what. And then, like, people want to ignore that, then they will start to grade on you. Like, if they want to use those backhanded compliments or be dismissive in fucking in particular ways that they can sneaky, like say like, oh, you're a good teacher, when they know that they're talking to God, to the living God, like, then that can become a grade, even though it seems like they were giving you a compliment. So it's like, why? How could this be even important in the fight for my spiritual life? I just fucking don't need to know. Like, I don't even waste time talking to you. Just get out of here with it. Get out of here. Why you play? That's like the same thing with setting up a fucking booth on the sidewalk, and then when people walk by, you ask them who you voted for or something, like they can't use the sidewalk anymore. You're harassing me. I gotta film them because they're gonna accuse them of body slamming you, something. You body slammed a woman. And then I'll chase you up the street, build a narrative. Then the fucking reporter will turn on the camera, because there's a reporter there all the time. He's not filming the chaos. He's waiting for a narrative to film that. I mean, shit. He gets to see everything that's going on almost like that, but he doesn't really know what's going on if he's being used also. Like, all these people are being used by a anti-natalist, anti-Christian, anti-family like thing. Okay, we get that you can use subversive tactics to try to bring down another country that is like that you vie for dominion against You're supposed to do that or something. And then I guess if you come from like the countries like China or Israel where they're interfering and doing all that shit, we also know we're interfering and doing that shit. It doesn't mean you like the fucking clandestine services that they provide these places and you want them for you. I don't want American clandestine services. And Chinese and Israel people don't need their own clandestine services. They supposed to work outside. Clandestine. Like, don't come around here fucking clandestine anything and ask for tax dollars. You ask for tax. I need to fuck us over. It's once you acquiesce, then you can't concede that you're helping that agenda. Then you'll be completely subverted. Then they have you wrapped around their fucking finger. That's why there's all these people losing it. Just all they're gonna do is just be like, oh, you must be a pedophile, and then they're fucking making up stories about dudes saying like he's I could hear you accusing somebody of something that you probably, when somebody accuses somebody of something and it turns out not to be true, it's a little bit true about the accuser, and like that can't be lost on everybody. So you gotta film these people and shit. The narrative would suggest that you're down there to try to save old boy's life, then you will be celebrated. It's the same thing that the fucking liberals do, or like the progressive. Call myself how to get from point A to point B. Call myself the thing that should be like put higher than any outside countries, like is the populist. I'm a populist because I want to see our population put first instead of, but you can't call myself a populist until I do something about like to push back or against that thing. All I can do is really film them trying to entrap people, instigating and then lying to them, and being used as a tool by the police, just some useful fucking idiots, and they're also useful idiots, and it goes up the ladder of regurgitated information. This is comes down the ladder. I take the best quality information, poop it down to you, you gobble it up, digest it, regurgitate it in someone else's mouth. They fucking look at what they have and say like, oh, well, there's not too many choices. I guess we know what we have to do. Then I'm gonna fucking fart down your throat.